welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around.
Cool. Stretch. All right. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Like, I actually, well, from the first work session, I got all the post radio show promo stuff done. So, all the email blasts, the social media post stuff. Yeah, I think I got all of them. All right. And so, I actually also working a little bit on my side projects, which I figured would take a look at the progress and give a quick update and kind of some of the stuff that I've learned and looked at. So, let me preface by saying, took a look at it before the past couple of shows, ciphers, but I wanted to kind of. So the whole idea is, why isn't that showing my screen? So the idea behind the project was that I was looking to have like a good starting point when I create other projects, so that I don't have to worry about like the layout and certain things. So I wanted to have a good template to where I could start working on projects without having to worry about some things, right? And so I created this using Astro, which is I've been using as for a bunch of projects. It helps me get started quicker, and this is kind of like what I came up with. So since last time when I added a bunch of like sort of like starter styles to it, right? And I worked out some kind of kinks, like different little bugs and stuff. So this is how it looks in like a light theme, right? Then I can enable dark mode here. That's funny. It's not showing the. It's actually showing the full thing. It's not showing the Chrome inspector that I have open, which is interesting when I share the screen. But okay, so let's say that's like light mode, right? If I do dark mode, we have that, which pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? And I worked out all the different like media query stuff here. So you see that. Let me see. So I close this. See, the page menu becomes mobile, right? And then when I go smaller, the side nav turns into like a little mobile nav thing that hides there. And what's cool is all of this is done without any JavaScript. And so I'll show that a little bit. But I wanted to, so yeah, so then you can close this. This actual thing here is a details tag. So I just kind of like restyle the details tag to make it look like a side nav kind of thing. Because again, I was trying to think of stuff so I didn't have to have any JavaScript starting just as a base from the base. You know what I mean? I wanted to kind of work without it. And it sounds pretty cool. And then like I'm passing in, well, I'll probably just look at the code. All right. So that is that, right? So that's kind of what we were looking at. And I can go back to the light mode, and that's how that looks, right? And in this thing here, we'll have little drop downs as well. All right, cool. And then this just kind of scrolls. I have the footer here. So, and I also added, there's, you probably saw here that there's different layouts. And so these are all the common layouts that I basically use. And so let me, so this is like the full layout where it has the header, a side nav, the content, the page menu, if there's like different sections of the content, and then there's like a footer here at the bottom. All right. Now, so this is the full layout. And if I look at the splash page, it is just like a single element in the center or whatever. And I use this a lot for like logging in. And so you can't do anything on the page except like login. So this is where I would use for like a login page or like a splash page where it's just like just some stuff in the front and you click to enter more to see more or whatever, right? So that's that. Let's see. One column. So this one just has the header, the main content, and then the footer. As far as like spacing and stuff, I think I'll do that per project. So I didn't have like anything. So just right now, just kind of like laying out stuff in different places, right? And so that's the one layout. Two layouts. So similar is just has this, got rid of the page menu, right? Because this page wouldn't need that or whatever. And so that's cool. And then I have it to where there, if I don't want any headers or footer, I have that as a layout as well. And same thing for like the 3 columns, which is basically like the layout, but again, header or the footer. So just kind of like a cool way of just having something to start with. All right, cool. So that's that. So that's what I've like as far as like I've gotten together. That's where I'm at now. Take a look at some of this code. So everything starts off with the let me share this tab. Yes, share this tab instead. All right, cool. So here, this is the global CSS. So this is where I'm setting a bunch of CSS variables. So stuff like for the site nav, like the max width that it could be, the content itself, then the page menu width, all the other stuff, right? And then here I'm doing the color scheme stuff. And so these values I basically took from here. All right, let me add. We've spoken about open props before, but I like how they have this one section here, the color schemes, and so you click that, and it goes. Oh, everything just went black. All right, okay, I think we're back. Awesome. So it definitely did not like that. I'm not sure what happened, but we're gonna keep it moving. Okay, I think I'm back. It's fine. It's whatever. All right. Cool. So yeah. So then it goes to the here. What is that? That's weird. What just happened? This thing went to a whole nother page. What is happening? Oh wow. Okay. This is odd. Whatever. It's fine. I'm gonna keep it moving. All right. So yeah. So it's cool because it takes me to here, which is pretty dope. And so I basically just took like the colors from here because you could do like the light mode, we have the dark mode, they have dim, grape, and choco. So I basically just took like the values from dark and light and added them to here. Whoa, this is okay. Interesting. Hmm. All right. And so I basically just added, so they have like the same brand light, all these things. Those are set up here, right? And then so that's for the light. Here's for the dark. And then I set the background to like the surface one, which was set up here, right? 'Cause I'm using the surface one light. Like I'm these are kind of like I guess might be out of order because I'm actually declaring it here. I don't know, I gotta fix that. But yeah, so that's pretty much, and then the accent color, which I don't think I've ever seen accent color before, so I looked that up. So that was something new to me. I've never used that before, but showing that it's not work. It didn't really work in my thing, so I need to figure that out because it came up in MDN and it was in the open props styles. I have no clue, so I'm gonna look more into that. But it's kind of like cool to be able to look into it. And then so I have this media prefers color scheme, so dark. So when I switched it to dark, it showed up like this. So it's setting all the different dark CSS variables to the variables that I use in the project. And then like here, if the thing has a color scheme light, then that individual element would be turned to light or whatever. So yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff. So I was learning more and more about CSS, which is cool. And then I have the different components here. And so in the base head, that's funny, I call in the global CSS. And then base head is loaded into all the different layouts. Because in the base head is where you set all the different stuff here. And you have like the different like OG properties, any Twitter stuff like that, right? And then here's for the footer. The footer is pretty basic. And so you see I'm setting the height to the variable footer height. So that way I don't have to go through and set all the different like heights and widths and things. I can just set it from the global CSS and it just cascades down, right? And so same thing. So the background of the footer, I'm using the surface 2. And so that way I'll be able to change all the different surfaces. So the way I have it is that the, let me show this tab instead. So the way I have it set up is that the header and the footer, they're the same background color, right? The content and the actual background of the whole page, that's like the same color. So the content is actually transparent and instead of color on it. And so the background just kind of shows through. And then the side nav, I have one color, and then the page menu has another color. So I'm not sure. So it's just like a starting point. I might switch them around or whatever, but with the CSS variables, I can do that. These are just like the defaults. So if I don't set them, this is what shows up. And so the same thing for the dark mode. All right, cool. Now for the share this tab instead. Yeah, everything is all weird. It's okay. I don't think it liked the maybe I'm switching between tabs too much. I'm not sure. My graphics card on here is weird. I don't know. It's weird. All right. Let me. Okay. So looking at some code. All right. Here we go. Now the header, pretty much the same as kind of like the footer. So here I'd put like the menu and all that stuff, right? Maybe depending on if I'm using what layout. So right now it just says the thing. Let's see. And then again, I'm using the header height there. I'm gonna have the position fixed so that way it's always at the top when I scroll. It was the same thing for the footer as well. I tried the sticky, that didn't really work too well, so that's why. So I'm just going to get rid of that. The background color again, that's the same thing, matches the footer, and then the max width of it is set to the site max width. So basically, just kind of like the footer. And and then here, because once it reaches a certain point, right? So, oh wait, share this tab here. So once it reaches there and the mobile nav shows up, I needed to move over the header because it was kind of like going on top of it. So the header moves back when it doesn't need to create space for the mobile nav. So yeah, so I added that. Share this tab here. And then we have like the page menu, which is the thing on the right side of the page. And so yeah, so this is just like I just kind of hard coded that because that's going to come from the page. And so I have this side nav, right? And the side nav, since that's going to be on a bunch of like on all the pages site wide that has a side nav, I wanted to do that a little bit differently. And I might do it for the page nav as well, send that to the thing, but I'm not sure yet. But so yeah, so I have this site navigation constant here. And so let me open that up. So I have const. And so I'm exporting an object, like an array of objects. And so I have the site navigation, and then I have like, so the headers, like layouts and the links that are within that, right? And then I have one that was there, the header, there is no header. And so then I have the same links. And then, so what I do is in the side nav, I kind of take that and then I map through it. And depending on if it has a header or not, it depends on whether it's in a details tag or not. So that comes out to look like this. So that's why, so when it has a header, because I wanted to be able to kind of like close this. So if it's like a lot of things, I wanted the user to be able to close it and only go to the places that they wanted. So yeah, so that's why I did that. So this one has a header. That's why you can like collapse it. This one didn't have a header. So anything that were, that can't be grouped or whatever, right? And so, yeah, that's that. Cool. This is how this page menu works. I think I showed that already. What else? So yes, I think I might do the same thing because the way like the pages are set up, right? So let's say I go to the full example. So I'll be able to pass. So if this is the page, I'm thinking I'll be able to the same way in the constants set up this array of like links and objects, right? I think I'll be able to set the same thing up here. So for this page, if there were like a page menu, then I'll be able to pass that into here because it'll be by per page instance, right? And then be able to do the similar that I did here for the page menu. So that's, instead of having to have it hard coded, that's probably what I have to end up doing, because on this full export, right? So the layout itself, there would be no way for me to actually, so here's the full layout. And see, I'm using the page menu. And all I'm doing is, where's the HTML? Right here. What? No, wait, what? Oh, okay. So yeah, it's right here. So here's the page menu. So what I'm thinking I might do is going to have to like pass it down. So from the page itself, have that same kind of like the constants, have that here, pass that into the full layout, and then from full layout, I'll have like the props here, and then pass that into the actual page menu component here, and then that will be read out from, then I'll be able to do it here. So that's what I'll probably have to end up doing. And so we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to use the page menu a lot, but just in case of anything. And yeah, but it's just good to have the option. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm going to get y'all back to work so I can get back to work. So the next step for me is kind of like starting to build out like a dashboard for this new project. And I want to use authentication because previously all my dashboards were like single page apps, right? Because I didn't really want people going to different sections directly. I want them always to kind of go through a funnel of the front page, right? So I didn't want to have like different URLs available for them to get to. But this next project, I think it might be good to be able to go directly to a certain section and then just log in and then be able to do stuff there. So I found a like a tutorial kind of thing that's using Astro and like Firebase. So I'm gonna try and play around with that using this new one here. And so we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna get y'all back to work. And so let me know if you've ever worked on anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it looked like my whole thing froze. This is so not good. Okay, like this whole browser tab is just done. Like it's just like nope. All right, so we'll see how the highlights video came out. It's whatever. All right, cool. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna get y'all back to work. So let me do this. I'm gonna send you all off with some traveling music. And this is by an artist that goes by the name of A Butta. The track is called Thank You. Because again, thanks for hanging out. Till 15 minutes after the hour, I wish you much productivity and see you around. All right. Thanks. Catch you later. Anthony Cruz, aka A Butta. Here we go. Oh, by the way, the link to the open prop style will be next to the video, so you can recording of the video, so you can check it out for yourself. All right. I think I want to try it out on another project, and so we'll see. Maybe on this next dashboard thing or whatever. Just kind of like, it's pretty cool. I want to kind of play around with it so I don't have to set all these different variables, but neither here nor there. Maybe I'll show that in another break session. When we get y'all back to work. All right. So again, Anthony Cruz, aka A Butta. Thank you. All right. See you later. Peace.
I want to say thank you for holding on. When a brother was down and out, now I feel so strong. And I want to say thank you for being there. When a brother had nowhere to turn to, you were there. And I feel like, yeah. And everybody says, yeah. We spread love like, yeah. I want to say thank you for holding on. When a brother was down and out, now I feel so strong. And I want to say thank you